Do you ever wonder why it's so easy to sing through a straw or to do the lip bubbles? Maybe some people don't do lip bubbles very easily. They have a hard time. But or the blowfish. Why are all these exercises so easy to do? But when you go to sing, you go, whoa, cracks all over the place. The reason for that is because when you're doing a semi-occluded vocal tract exercises like the straw, it's creating back pressure. What is back pressure? You probably heard that before and you go, okay, well, you need back pressure. That's a great thing. But any of these exercises are like training wheels on a bicycle or like floaties in the pool. What they're trying to do is to simulate this back pressure that should happen without these tools. Well, when you're using a tool like this, it's creating pressure above the vocal folds. So the air pressure above and below the vocal folds is balanced. That's what that back pressure is. When you go, the air can't escape. It can't blow out. So my vocal folds are not blowing apart. But if I did that same thing, so that's what's happening when you go from a straw to normal singing. You're using that straw technique or the lip bubbles or whatever, that technique. You're using that force of air to try and sing with. But what we need to do is to balance the pressure without a mechanism, without a tool, without anything. So we're going to do an exercise today because I think this is going to be really beneficial. This is going to be very helpful because I've done this myself a lot. And I do this kind of thing with my students. There's a lot of stuff that I don't share on here because that's private students. They pay a lot of money for that stuff. So like you're getting the free bits, right? The stuff I can give away free. There's a lot more to learn. But what we're going to do is we're going to start by, using just our hand, right? We're going to blow into our hand. That's to help us create this back pressure. But we're going to move the hand away and really be intentional with feeling the feeling of what does that feel like when I'm blowing into my hand, and then take away the hand and try to feel the same amount of pressure. This can be something that's very tricky to get, and it takes a lot of people, it takes everybody like a long time to get this, right? Because it's not easy. It's a very strange feeling to balance the pressure yourself without the use of a straw or something like that. But it can be done, okay? Everybody that works with me eventually gets this, but it does take some time. So this is something you'll probably have to do often. And, it may not work the first time, but if you keep doing this, if you keep at the practice, you will eventually get to where all of a sudden it just feels really weird. It feels like this is the classical teach inhalare la voce. In the classical schools, they teach inhalare la voce, inhale the voice. And of course, we're not inhaling the voice. We're not inhaling as we sing, but that's the feeling. That's the back pressure. It's all the same thing. So if you can master this, your singing gets so easy that it's unbelievable. It's like singing like there's no ceiling on your voice. There's never any tension. There's never any loss of voice. You have power. You have good pitch. It improves everything if you can master this. Anyway, we're going to start off on C, and we're going to not blow, right? So we're not blowing a ton of air into our fist, right? Like this. So we're going to just take this and then take the fist away. So we're not trying to go, I'm not, you see my cheeks are not like, they're not blowing out when I do this. I'm not going, like you can do that and that gives you that back pressure feeling. But what we're going to try to do is minimize that feeling to where it's not, we're not trying to blow a ton of air. Because this is where a lot of people go wrong. And it's because they watch a lot of other vocal coaches on YouTube and they always talk about this kind of forceful exhalation, this forceful output of air. And that's wrong. It's going to just cause you a ton of problems. When you get into distortion and things like that, yes, you need more air to vibrate the false folds, right? To make that distorted sound. That's not what we're doing here. We're trying to train our voice to work with as little air as possible. Vocal folds vibrate with a tiny amount of air. And that's efficient singing. We want that. So we're going to do this together now. Because like I said, all the time I say, like, it doesn't work just me doing this and you just watching a video. And, you know, you click away and go, well, that doesn't work. Even after one time, oh, well, that doesn't work. But you have to keep trying it. Okay, so back on C. So try not to make your cheeks go out. Like I said, don't go. We're not trying to blow out a candle that's across the room or anything like that. We're just trying to, and we just take the hand away. If you can start to try to feel the same amount of pressure, it almost starts to feel like you're actually inhaling, even though you're not. When you let the fist go away from your face. Okay, so let's move up. We're going to do this slowly. You'll feel your support engage as you do this, if you're doing it properly. And if you're not feeling your support doing that as you do this, or if you just want to know more about how to use your support and a lot of other things to do with singing, I have a free course down below. Click the link down below and take that free course. There's a new one coming out soon, so if you click the link and you get on that list, you'll get the new one as well. So it's in the works. We're gonna move up to D. So there's another thing. Well, I'll get into in a second here, but there's another thing you can do as you're doing this that will help this feeling. Let's move up. And to try to keep it light, don't try to be loud. I'm probably being a little bit louder than I should be doing this, just because it's easier to do it when it's light. There's no pressure on this. It's just feelings, pun intended or not intended. The pressure balancing above and below the vocal folds, it should be just to feel that same amount of output. We're not trying to belt. We're not trying to be loud. We're just feeling that same amount of output. Does it feel kind of weird for you yet? I mean, let me know in the comments below what's your feeling now at this stage. Well, unless you're driving or something like that, don't be commenting as you're driving. Maybe don't even do this as you're driving, because some people can get a bit lightheaded if you're not used to this. So this is a relatively high note. I mean, A4, like it's pretty well up there. You may start to feel like you can project a little bit more into it. And if you can do that without pushing more air, then go ahead and do that. I mean, because as you do this, then, if this is like your second or third time coming back to do this, you may start to feel like you can project a little bit more without expelling a lot of air. So now I'm going to get into that other tip about what I was talking about, this other thing that helps. So if you try to feel like, if you go, okay, so we're going to go, we'll just stick on A4 for now. If you try to feel like you're actually sucking the air back out, like it's this recycling thing, like you're blowing air out, but you're trying to inhale it as well. That helps me to think this. So I hope this works for you too, because when I do this, I try to think of inhaling at the same time. So as I'm doing that and I'm projecting a little bit more, I'm still feeling like I'm trying to inhale that air, inhaling the air. Such a strange feeling when you get this, and you will. If you keep at it, you will get this. Everybody I work with eventually gets this, and it's just like, mind's blown when they're like, "Oh, I can feel this now. It's crazy." Let's move up to B now. Getting really high. Like I said, as you hold that note out, you may feel that you can engage your support a little bit more without blowing that air out. Again, the key is balancing the pressure. This is back pressure. We're feeling the difference between should be nothing. Should be no. I mean, if you there should be no difference in feeling of that. You shouldn't feel if you take your hand away and you feel like that's a big burst of noise coming out. It could be an indicator that you're still blowing out a ton of air. Like you're still, you're releasing this, but you're blowing the same amount of air. The key is to, as you take that hand away, still trying to feel that feeling of the back pressure. Like I said, this is a really, really tough thing to get, but if you keep at it, you will eventually get it. Let's go up to C, right? The highly coveted tenor high C. Let's go up to D. It's getting crazy now. Okay, so I'm guilty of this every time. When I start doing this, I'm like, okay, show them how you can lift into that and make it more powerful. And I need to step back and like kind of just take it down a notch, Jim. Just back to this. Remember, keeping it light, okay? Because I get carried away like everybody. Get carried away trying, let's make this louder and more powerful and show off, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm guilty of that. So guilty. Guilty again. We're going to stop at E because that's where the keyboard runs out here. Anyway, it's the piano app. It's like, because my keyboard's out there, full-size keyboard. I can't bring it in here. Okay, excuses out of the way. Had to show off for the last one. Anyway. So you're like, yeah, okay, this is really tough to get. But like I said, if you keep coming back to this, practice this every day, 10 times a day, watch this video, like and subscribe, all that cool stuff. I'm trying to get to 25 million subscribers. I've got a few million still to go. But thanks for watching Rock Your Best Vocals, where your best keeps getting better. See you on the next one.